Making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing great, Jay. Actually, I just had my coffee, so I'm feeling super awake right now.
Coffee power. Okay, May, so what are we talking about today?
Today, we're talking about something you use every single day, even if you don't notice it. It's called the present simple tense.
Ooh, present simple. Wait, isn't that like the easy tense, the first one everybody learns?
Yes, exactly. But here's the thing, Jay. A lot of learners think it's easy, but they still make small mistakes with it every day.
Really? Even easy things can be tricky?
Oh, definitely. Simple things are often the ones we forget to check carefully. That's just how learning works.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's get into it.
Real quick, before we start, if this podcast is helping you build your English confidence, please hit subscribe, like this episode, and turn on the notification bell. It really helps us keep making these episodes for you every single day.
Yes, we publish a new episode every day, so don't miss out, okay? Now, May, let's dive in.
Okay, so let's start really simple. Present simple is the tense we use for things that are always true or things that happen regularly, like habits, routines, facts.
Give me an example.
Sure, I drink coffee every morning. That's a habit. Or the sun rises in the east. That's a fact.
Oh, okay, so it's like things that don't change and things you do again and again?
Exactly, Jay. You got it. Present simple is like the default setting of English. It's the background rhythm of your daily life.
Background rhythm. I like that. But wait, how do we actually build the sentence? Like, what's the structure?
Good question. For most subjects, you just use the base verb. I work, you eat, we travel. Simple, right?
Right, that sounds easy so far.
But here's the interesting part. When the subject is he, she, or it, we add an S to the verb.
Wait, why just for he, she, it? That feels random.
I know it feels random, but think of it like a little grammar tradition. English just decided, hey, third person singular gets a special outfit. So he works, she eats, it rains.
Oh, you mean like adding a little S jacket to the verb?
Yes, exactly like that. A little S jacket only for he, she, it.
Okay, that's actually a fun way to remember it. So, he works, she plays, it works. Wait, what about verbs like watch or go? Do we just add S too?
Great catch. For verbs ending in CH, SH, S, X, or O, we add ES instead. So he watches, she washes, it goes.
Oh, so it's not just S, sometimes it's ES.
Right, and there's one more twist. If the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, we change Y to I and add ES, like study becomes studies.
Wait. So, she study is wrong?
Yes, that's wrong. It should be she studies. But if the verb ends in a vowel plus Y, like play, we just add S. He plays.
Okay, my brain is doing gymnastics right now.
I know, but don't worry. This comes naturally with practice. You don't need to memorize rules forever. After a while, your mouth just knows what sounds right.
I hope so. Okay, now what about negative sentences? Like when I want to say I don't like something.
For negatives, we use don't or doesn't. I don't like spicy food. She doesn't like spicy food.
So don't for I, you, we, they, and doesn't for he, she, it?
Exactly. And here's something important, Jay. When we use doesn't, the main verb goes back to its base form. No more S jacket.
Wait, what do you mean?
So we don't say she doesn't likes. We say she doesn't like. The S moves to doesn't and the main verb becomes plain again.
Oh, so the S jacket moves to the helper word.
Yes, I love how you're picturing this. The S jacket travels to doesn't, and the verb takes off its jacket.
Okay, this is actually helping me a lot. What about questions?
For questions, we use do or does at the beginning. Do you like coffee? Does she like coffee?
And again, the verb stays in base form?
Exactly, Jay. You're picking this up fast.
Yes! Okay, but May, I have a real question. Why do we even need this tense? Like, in real life, when do people actually use it the most?
Oh, that's such a good question. Present simple is everywhere in daily conversation. Think about small talk. Where do you live? What do you do for work? Do you like tea or coffee?
Oh, so it's basically the tense of everyday conversation.
Exactly. If you master present simple, you can survive almost any casual conversation, introducing yourself, talking about your job, your hobbies, your daily routine.
That's actually so useful. I didn't realize it was that important.
Most learners rush to learn advanced tenses, but honestly, if your present simple is strong and natural, people will immediately feel like you speak English comfortably.
Wait, here's the interesting part I want to ask about. What about time expressions? Like, do we use certain words with present simple?
Yes, great question. We usually use words like always, usually, often, sometimes, never, every day, every week.
Oh, like frequency words.
Exactly. I always drink water in the morning. She never eats breakfast. We usually walk to work.
Okay, but where do these words go in the sentence? Beginning, middle, end?
Good question. Usually, frequency words like always, never, often go before the main verb. I always drink coffee. But with the verb to be, they go after. I am always tired.
Oh, so it depends on the verb.
Yes, if it's to be, the word goes after. If it's any other verb, the word goes before.
Got it. Okay, to be is special again, huh?
To be always wants to be the exception. It's a bit of a diva, honestly.
A diva verb. I love that.
You know, I actually want you to imagine something, Jay. Picture this. You're meeting someone new at a coffee shop. They ask you, "So, what do you do?" And you freeze because you're not sure how to answer with the right tense.
Oh no, that sounds stressful.
Right? But if you know present simple well, your brain doesn't freeze. You just say, "I work as a designer," or "I study engineering." Simple, natural, confident.
That actually makes me feel a lot better about learning this.
That's the whole point. Present simple isn't just grammar. It's your tool for real conversations, real connections, real confidence.
Okay, mate, now here's a question I think a lot of listeners might have too. What's the difference between present simple and present continuous, like I work versus I am working?
Oh, this is one of the most common confusions. So, present simple is for routines and general facts. I work at a bank. That means, in general, that's my job.
Okay.
But present continuous is for actions happening right now or temporary situations. I am working right now. That means at this exact moment, I'm doing my job.
Oh, so one is like a permanent label and the other is like a live update?
Yes, I love that. Present simple is your permanent label. Present continuous is your live status update.
That actually makes so much sense. Okay, permanent label versus live update. Got it.
And this connects to something important.
Present simple isn't just about action, it's about identity, routine, and truth. It tells people who you are and what your life normally looks like.
Wow, that's deep for grammar.
Grammar can be deep sometimes. Okay, now let's talk about something people often get confused with: adverbs of frequency versus expressions like every day.
Oh yeah, what's the difference?
So, words like always, usually, often go in the middle of the sentence, but phrases like every day, every week, on Mondays usually go at the end of the sentence.
Can you give an example?
Sure, I usually wake up early. That's the middle position, but I wake up early every day. That's the end position.
Oh, so single frequency words go in the middle, but longer time phrases go at the end.
Exactly, Jay. You're really connecting the dots today.
I'm trying. Okay, one more thing I always wonder about. Do native speakers actually follow all these rules perfectly in real conversation?
Honestly, not always perfectly, but the core structure stays the same. In casual speech, people might drop a word or speak fast, but the base grammar rules still guide the sentence.
That's reassuring, actually. So even if I make small mistakes, the important thing is understanding the core pattern?
Exactly. Don't stress about perfection. Focus on communication. If people understand you, that's already a win.
I love that mindset. Okay, May, can we talk about negative habits? Like, how do we say things we don't usually do?
Sure. I don't drink soda. He doesn't eat meat. Simple negative statements, just like we talked about earlier, using don't or doesn't.
And for questions about habits, like asking someone about their daily life?
You'd say, do you exercise every morning? Or does she cook dinner every night? These questions help you get to know someone's lifestyle quickly.
Oh, that's such a natural way to make friends, too. Like small talk questions.
Exactly. Present simple questions are basically friendship-building tools. Where do you live? What do you do? Do you like movies?
Friendship building tools. Okay, I'm going to remember that.
Now, let's imagine a scenario together, Jay. Picture yourself traveling to a new country, and someone asks you about your daily routine.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
They ask, what time do you usually wake up? And you confidently answer, I usually wake up at 7 and I go for a walk before breakfast. See how natural that sounds?
Yeah, that actually sounds like a real conversation, not a textbook line.
Exactly. That's the beauty of present simple. Once it becomes natural, your conversations feel real and smooth, not robotic.
Okay, one final question before we wrap up. Any common mistakes learners should watch out for?
Yes, a few big ones. First, forgetting the S for he, she, it. Second, using S after doesn't. And third, mixing up present simple with present continuous when talking about routines versus right now actions.
Got it. Watch the S, don't double the S, and don't confuse routine with right now.
Perfect summary, Jay. You basically just taught the lesson yourself.
I had a good teacher.
Aw, thank you. Okay, before we finish, let's do a quick vocabulary moment. 5 useful phrases from today's episode.
Let's go.
Number 1, on a daily basis, meaning something happens every day. I check my email on a daily basis.
Number 2,
Number 2, second nature, meaning something becomes very natural and easy after practice. Speaking English will become second nature to you.
ooh, I like that one. Number 3,
Number 3, small talk, meaning casual, friendly conversation. We had some small talk before the meeting.
Number 4,
Number 4, default setting, meaning the normal or automatic state of something. Present simple is like the default setting of English.
and the last one?
Number 5, live update, meaning information happening right now. We used this earlier to describe present continuous.
Great vocabulary today. Okay, everyone, try using these phrases in your own sentences today.
Yes, please do. It really helps your brain remember them faster.
All right, May, before we close, what do you want to ask our listeners today?
I want to ask you all this. What is one thing you do every single day, no matter what? Write it in the comments using present simple. For example, I drink tea every morning, or I check my phone every night.
Ooh, I love that question. I'll go first in my head. I drink coffee every single day.
See, that's exactly it. Simple, natural, real life.
Okay, everyone, comment below and tell us your daily habit. We really want to hear from you.
And remember, if this episode helped you understand present simple a little bit better, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Because yes, we're back every single day with new lessons.
That's right. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye for now, English learners.
Bye, everyone.